I had heard Mark Zuckerberg's remarks before. One of the things that I think, as I think about those, there are three options. The glass is half full, the glass is half empty, or as many people in Boston like to do, the glass is going to break and we're all going to die. I think of my boyhood hero, when I think about this as a process, Ted Williams. Teddy Ballgame hit .406 in 1941, just once. That means he failed in that spectacular year 6 out of 10 times. And I think if you're looking at a season, and the season then wasn't as long as the 162 games today, but if you look at the season, you can't get too high on a home run or too low on a strikeout. I worked at Fenway Park as a kid. Ted Williams always hung around the batting cage. And if each player in the Sox got 10 or 12 swings of the bat, and if Jackie Jensen or Jimmy Pearsall, other outfielders in the Red Sox, didn't take their dozen swings, Williams would always jump in. I got his too. He was always playing for the next game. And he was even criticized on occasion for standing in the outfield, practicing his swing. Williams' goal was to be the guy who, when he walked down the street, people said, there goes the greatest hitter in the history of baseball. And I think our goal has to be, we want to be a city where people say, I want to live there and work there. Now, there will be spectacular home runs. There's the place in the bleachers with the red seat that Ted Williams hit the farthest ball hit in Fenway Park. There are also the strikeouts. There are the bunts, the doubles, the singles, the triples, all of those kinds of things that happen in the game. And so it is with us. I don't think the glass is about to break. And I think we need to keep a balance between the home runs we hit and the things that we don't get, and have a steady sense that this is a long game to play. A couple of things about our city. We're the youngest city in the United States of America. 1 out of 3 people who live in this city is between the ages of 20 and 34. And as you probably know, we're one of the best educated cities in the world. And that cohort is a big reason that companies are coming here and want to come here. And if you look at that group, they are, by the way, one of the problems for that group, they presently earn less than that group earned a decade ago. If you look at that group, they also, by the way, in terms of causes, care deeply about their carbon footprint. And our public transportation system is a huge asset for attracting and retaining that group. By the way, I think the last century was the auto century. I think this is a multimodal one. You look at the bicycles in Boston, and there were a lot of people who were, this is going to be terrible, it's not going to work. And I suppose there was some sensitivity to the fact that maybe the bike riders would have the same sense of rules as we pedestrians have. But 130,000 rides on those bikes in just a couple of months. And only 20% of those are college students in Boston. So you have a sense of where people are. That group, 20 to 34, drives 12% less than the group in that cohort drove just a decade ago. People under 20 are getting their licenses less than they did. And so I believe, and Ed will talk about the cities and what advantages cities have better than I, but this is a city that has a great deal going for it. The largest single privately financed construction project in this country is in Boston, the Vertex project. And the Vertex project changed the, quote, innovation district. And there's a handout in your seat about what the city is doing in terms of helping businesses, and a bit about the innovation district and the number of businesses that we've attracted to the innovation district. You look at our population. Our population is up while most are down. Our jobs are on the increase while most places they're down. And so we can't when I spoke to the Chamber of Commerce a few weeks ago, I said, but we can't afford to be cocky. I think the economic development process for the city of Boston or Greater Boston for several centuries was have Harvard and MIT educate people, ask people to come here, and if they're not smart enough to come here, we didn't want them in the first place. And it actually worked for a couple of centuries. But in the competitive world that we are in today, we need to understand what in fact drives the city. Obviously, meds, eds, and financial services are an important part of what we do. But our diversity, if you will, clusters that include other technology, all of the life sciences, clean tech, retail, financial professional services, all are an important part of who we are and where we're going. If I can close with one other sports analogy from a sport I don't understand much at all, and that's hockey. Wayne Gretzky became a Hall of Famer because he said he didn't go to where the puck was. He went to where the puck was going to be. And I think as a city, we understand that. And the city has a clear understanding of our assets, it's our population, of our abilities and what we can do and what we can attract, and an administration, as John Nucci mentioned, that is committed to making this a great city or continuing it to be a great city in the 21st century. Huge assets, people want to live here, people want to work here, we're attracting people to do that, and we continue to see it as a serious part of our work every single day. Every time we get a shot at the plate, at the ball, we do want to hit it, and we do it a lot. But not every day, and not every game. And we have to realize that we can't get too high or too low. Thanks very much.